Good morning. I'm the Moon Mama. Today is Tuesday. It's been a little while. I was traveling, and so I gave myself a vacation, which was amazing. Today is Tuesday, and Tuesday is the day that is governed by Mars, and Mars is about action and taking initiative out in your life. Like literally, Mars is the planet that governs what you're doing. So, what you're doing is like and how you function in this 3D reality. The moon is currently in Aquarius and it's void and will be void until 3:30 today Pacific Standard Time, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time or something like that. And here's what void moon is. A void is when the moon is not making any contact with any of the other planetary or celestial bodies before it goes into the next sign. So it's currently heading towards Pisces, and she's currently heading towards Pisces, and she's not making connections with Mars or Venus or any sort of transits or anything like that until 3:30 today, which is when she'll make a connection to another celestial body in the sign of Pisces. And so this Aquarius energy has been, it's a very individual energy. It's an energy that's about really being true to yourself, like being absolutely true to yourself and individuating from others. And that's a really complex thing, right? Because it gives us this opportunity to see what's ours and what is not, what it belongs to someone else. And then we're going into Pisces where everything belongs to everyone, right? And so where we share all of these things. So, the experience of being a human is so layered, right? So in Aquarius, it's like, what is completely unique about you that no one else has? And that is true because that is what the Creator is doing. The Creator is having unique experiences as you, as me, as your children, as your lovers, as your coworkers, the Creator is having 7 billion unique experiences. None of us are the same. None of us think the same. None of us breathe with the same rhythm. None of us desire the same. Like it is, everyone is different. So that is this Aquarius energy. It's about being absolutely 100% true to your uniqueness. And we're moving into the age of Aquarius, which is so profound because we're moving into this age which is about being completely true to who you are while also being interdependent, right? So we're not coming into this me, mine, and I don't want you and I don't need you and you're wrong and I'm going to kill you if you're different. We're coming into an age of the age of Aquarius is like, I celebrate you because of your differences. I celebrate you because you are not like me. I celebrate you because you have a unique expression of God living through you, and I see that in you and I appreciate it and love it. And so that is the Aquarius energy. And as, Mercury's in retrograde, let me just say there's so much going on. I almost don't even know where to start. So I'm not going to. Mercury's in retrograde in Scorpio. And so that's showing up for me around my sexuality and like a re-identifying of who I am sexually and how I share my power, how I share my sexual energy with myself and with others and whom I decide to share that with. What's coming up for me personally is that I'm starting to see that because of the way that I was raised, I wasn't given a lot of choice. Like I was just sort of imposed upon around what sexuality is, how to share it, what pleasure is. And then Christianity sort of snatched so much of it away from me by saying that a woman has to be married, a woman who has sex outside. And in Christianity, they don't say so much as women. They say everyone is in sin if you're having sex outside of marriage. But if you're a woman, it's a different kind of imposition upon you. And so I've been this last couple of weeks working to see where I assigned meaning around my sexuality and how that's still showing up in my life today. I was talking to a friend many, many months ago, and she said to me, she was like 60 something years old, and she said all her life she felt like she had to have sex with a man who wanted to have sex with her. It was a very subtle thing, but if a man wanted sex from her, then he had to do it. She had to do it. And we have to understand that we come from that as Black people, right? I was watching, sometimes I just go revisit 12 Years a Slave, and I know no everybody thinks that movie is so brutal, and it is. It's a brutal movie, but it is the best written slave movie I have ever seen, because it absolutely has a way of depicting without words what was going on to these to slave or in captive people, let me say that, people who were captives, what was going on to them and how they didn't have agency over any part of themselves. They had to have sex when the master wanted them to have sex. They had to, their children were not theirs. And this happened for 400 years in our culture as Black people and as Americans. It's not just us. You know, we had one role in it, but then there's a whole nother aspect of the culture that had another role in it. And so until those energies are restored and healed and neutralized and recalibrated inside of us, they still run us. They're still in us in some way. So I am noticing that I have not had agency over my body, and my sexuality is starting to reconfigure, and I'm not sharing energy with anyone sexually right now, just so that I can get clear about what's mine, what's not, what I desire, what I don't, what feels good, what feels bad, what am I missing, what I don't know, what is this sexual energy, all of that, right? So you get to use Mercury retrograde in Scorpio to see how you're sharing power, right? I'm seeing how I've been sharing power in many of my friendships, how I have been showing up from experience, a place of not feeling worthy. And so because I don't value myself, I give my resources, my energy away without any reciprocity, which then drains me. So pay attention to how the energy is working in your life. And then if you'd like to do a Mercury retrograde reading, you can send me a private message and I can send you the link to do a Mercury retrograde reading so you can see how to use this energy. We have 2 more weeks of this, and then we have 3 weeks of shadow. So we're really just getting started in the Mercury retrograde. It hasn't even hit yet. So really, honestly, because we've not come to the halfway point. And with that, let me just say that I feel really good, actually. And I also am aware that there are a lot of changes happening for many of us internally, externally. And I just pray that you know that you have everything that you need in order to make the changes in your life that you're born to live. And we are changing as a culture right now quite a bit. And so it requires that we do something. I remember in the Bible it said, take every thought captive. Like, look at every thought you're thinking, look at all of your choices, and see what is creating the life that you have now. Like, we have these agreements that we are unconscious of, and the more we can begin to unbraid them, unravel them, and see where they come from, how they're showing up, how they feed us, why we do it, what's really real, then we can actually begin to make new choices. And so with that, if you'd like to sign up for the 13 Moons Initiation, next month we're going to be working on the energy of Sagittarius, which is about living your truth, your philosophy, your relations, like who you are, as a divine being. Like, that is that. And I would encourage you all to join, because you're not going to find this work anywhere else on the planet. And I love that. I love that that's the call for my soul, to offer something that helps people ascend. And this is a unique way to do it. Peace and blessings. I'm the Moon Mama. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.